Hello and welcome. I thought I would make a quick video about the Warden Mastery Packs that were just revealed 23 hours ago, so yesterday. And you guys know I love to shit on SBI whenever they do bad stuff or release or introduce stuff that is bad for the game. And in general, you guys know I've made many videos like this where I just essentially ranted about SBI being bad. But today, guys, I'm actually gonna do the opposite. A rare, a rare moment of me defending SBI and actually shit-talking most of the player base instead. So right now you can see we have an interesting like to dislike ratio over here, about equal, a little bit more dislikes, and I am actually surprised why so many people have a problem with this. Like, obviously, people look at 15k learning points, which is 200 bucks, by the way. That's pretty expensive, right? 2k gold and 90 days premium and get the skin. I'm actually surprised why so many people have a problem with this. I think people don't realize that you could swipe in this game before this pack existed. No, I don't think this is not out yet. This is coming soon. I don't know when it's out. October 28th. Anyway, this is not available in EU. This is available in NA and on Asia, or that's where it will be available. Now, my problem is, like, let's take a look at some of the comments, because I have a spreadsheet here. I did some of the math actually just to see for myself, and we have a lot of commenters writing essentially, next update, legendary pack, 1 billion fame, 300 USD. Selling learning points is crazy. Selling learning points is so BS. That's the only thing limiting character from progressing too fast, stomping on everyone else. Beginning of the end, pay to win, cash cows, madness, milking. You know, essentially a lot of people calling it pay to win, right? And not cool getting that much skill points for paying at this point, just sell the fame already on Mao, right? So, I don't think people realize this, but I'm going to log in. This is my NA account, which I've not been on for a while, but obviously I've played a bunch of this account. Now, if I go to the shop, right? Actually, first let me show you my Destiny board. I have 11k learning points I have not used. So that's a bunch for sure. But anyway, let's go here. Let's go to gold, right? Do people not realize this section of the Albion store has existed for years? Are people that dumb? Do people not realize you can literally click right here? Well, click here twice, I guess. Spend 200 bucks and then get gold, which you can transfer to silver. Actually, let's see, how much is yeah, 7.2k, right? Now, if I go back here actually and show you time to look. I don't get what people are so upset about. I think people just don't understand that you could already pay to win in this game, or well, what they think is pay to win, because only casual care about this change. Any half-decent player I've talked to realizes that this doesn't change anything for anyone, except casuals who seem to be upset for some reason. So let me open the spreadsheet here, right? I looked at this yesterday. So once again, you get 38k gold for the same price, right? 200 USD, and we subtract 2k because that's what you would get as well from the Warden pack. So let's say you get 36k gold, and if you right now just liquidize all of it, you get around 260 mil worth of silver. And here are some values. You know, here's how much a tome costs. I'm sure you can get it. You can get cheaper, but let's just go with this price right now in the market. This is how many tomes you can get, and this is how much fame you get, right? Now I did some math because I was curious. Actually, how bad is this, right? I used the Destiny calculator to help me, obviously, for the combat fame. And so, if you wanna get, I picked swords as an example, but this is for any weapon tree that also has the crystal weapon out already. I included the crystal sword, infinity blade or whatever it's called. So to get 100 spec, you need almost 34 mil times 8. That's how much it is, right? Now instead, if you want to do something a little bit more realistic, let's say you get 100 spec in one of these swords and 80 spec in the remaining 7, right? This is how much fame it would take. 160. So right now, you can swipe 200 bucks and fully max, essentially fully max a weapon tree already, and still have 30 mil left over. So you can already do this in the game when it comes to the combat fame. Now, if you do it with learning points, you do it with the new pack, right? And again, I use this. If the numbers are off, it doesn't matter because they are relatively still. It's a comparison relatively between them, so it doesn't actually matter. The difference would still be the same between them. So again, I did some numbers here. So to get 100 spec, you need 6.7, and times 8 is this much. But then also you need the learning points, right? This is like 20% of it. This is literally just 20% of it. And then the learning points for each of them. You need 21k learning points to reach, well, that's 100 spec in all of them. So again, let's do the same example where we look at, all right, I'm gonna get 100 spec in my main tree, and then 80 spec in the remaining swords, right? So that's how much fame I would need. 32 mil, and like 14k learning points. So it's actually more worth it for you to just buy gold directly. It's more worth for you to buy gold directly than buying this pack if you want to spec up whatever weapon tree you want. 200 bucks essentially maxes out your whatever weapon tree you want, whether it's swords or anything else. And if there is not yet a crystal version of that weapon that you want to spec up, then you know it's even cheaper than this, right? But keep in mind, right? When you're doing this with learning points, you also have to do some work yourself. Learning points are always strictly worse than just swiping directly for Tomes of Insight. So again, if you look back on the video from, if you look at the comments on the YouTube video, people are crying that the game will be pay to win. The game was, listen, I don't think the game is pay to win. I think like you just speed up the progress essentially. And in a standard MMORPG, I would agree. But the nature of Albion makes it so that you can't really make it pay to win. Like the way the game is right now, it's not really pay to win. Listen, I would be more than happy if random newbies swiped their mom's credit card and bought 8-4 sets and bought tomes and then, went ahead and did PvP. That would be amazing. And if you disagree, that just tells me what kind of player you are. And yeah, casual players have a place in the game for sure. But the thing is, who are you competing against as a casual player? That's a good question, right? But anyway, I know there's some of you who will not really take in fully what I'm saying and like will not understand what I'm saying. So let's do some more simple examples as well, because I know there's people who have problems with this for many reasons. Like there's not just one issue, right? So here's number one. I debunked the fact that people think you can just buy fame, because right here you see it's actually more worthwhile to just swipe now before the Warden pack even comes out. Now, sure, you can say, well, it comes with 90-day premium, but like, let's be honest, who cares? The skin, sure, maybe you can sell it, that's worth something for sure. But even then, even if we say that, the Warden pack is slightly better, like you could already do all of this before. And if you're not buying gold or silver directly from the game, like imagine if someone RMTs, like if they buy money, if they buy silver from another player, then this is like at least 10 times better, 10 times more money to fame ratio if you want to look at it like that, right? So let's be honest, guys. Don't kid yourself. This already exists in the game. You can already speed up your progress and like max out your weapon tree. But that's not what Albion is about. And if you disagree, quite frankly, you're just objectively wrong. That's not how the game works. You don't suddenly get good at the game from reaching 100 spec. I'm sorry, guys. You reach 100 spec and you think you're ready for PvP. That's not how any of it works. But anyway, let's look at gathering, because that's another thing that people are worried about, right? This will ruin gathering. Well, guys, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but there already exists. Let me see. These things. Actually, that's where are these mining tomes, the gathering tomes. Do you guys not realize that these already exist in the game and you can buy them off the market? Now, sure, you can say, well, this is actually not as efficient, and I would agree. You're completely right that when it comes to this particular aspect, it is actually more efficient to buy the Warden pack, right? Because learning points are giga efficient when it comes to actually unlocking the gathering tiers. But I'm going to flat out say it. Listen, gathering is not that big of a deal in this game. There's no competition essentially when it comes to gathering. And most serious players don't really care about gathering. The only time gathering is actually, like, obviously gathering is important for the economy and so on, and I think it's a fun activity to do, like, especially if you're just chilling or roaming and gathering on the way. So don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on gathering, but I am saying that gathering is not really that impactful for an individual's economy as you think. Now, I'm not. There's someone typing a comment right now. But Quazars, I mine 8.4 every day with my guild. I'm so fucking rich. Listen, the average Albion player has never left like the yellow zone. We're talking about the average player. This does not impact people in the slightest. People think this is like a, oh my god, the game is going to be pay to win. People will run around in 8-4 and like whatnot. You know, if some random newbie buys 8-4 gear and goes out to PvP, you know, more power to them. I want to see more 8-4 players in the game. There'll just be free silver. Even if you yourself think you're a casual player, just buy a T8 set, overcharge. Chances are you winning will be a coin flip. And if, you know, the money you would win if you win against the 8-4 noob, that will more than make up for you losing a T8 set. Anyway, so when it comes to gathering, yeah, sure. That gathering is the only one where the Warden pack actually, you know, makes it better, makes it easier. But I think people don't really care. Like, if you make a new account and you're like, alright, I want to speedrun reaching T8 gathering, then yes, someone who swipes will do that faster than someone who doesn't. But who cares? Actually, who cares? Now, I know people don't like it that someone can just swipe and essentially get ahead of them, but this is a sandbox game. Gathering is not where the big bucks are made. It's in crafting, it's refining, it's the econ players. So let's look at that, right? Crafting and refining. No, I didn't do the math specifically for crafting and refining, but people don't realize that you can already go and study or buy mats off of the market. So this 260 million essentially that you would get worth of silver. Did you know that you can go to the market right now, buy materials, and craft and study? Did you guys know that is possible? Yeah, you can do that. So you could do that before as well. And there's some people who are worried, oh my god, people will buy, I saw this the other day. Someone was worried that people would spend money on their crafting alts to get ahead. Listen, no serious crafter, I highly doubt any serious crafter is going to spend $200 on every single one of their crafting alts. And the serious crafters have a lot of crafting alts, guys. So another question or another concern. Oh, but what if they do it for RMT? Someone who RMTs, are you out of your fucking mind? Do you think they're gonna spend 200 bucks on a crafting alt if they're RMTing? That is such a horrible investment. Like, actually just think about it. Like, that's silly, right? So, you know, to sum it up, essentially the TLDR, when it comes to combat fame, you're strictly wrong because you could do it before. And you might say, arguably, it's not as efficient. Maybe the Warden pack is slightly more efficient if you take into account the skin that you can sell and the 90 days premium, then this deal is slightly more efficient, essentially, right? Sure, you could say that. But keep in mind that this is a one-time deal. You can only buy this pack once. And you don't have to buy it, guys. I think a lot of people fail to realize you don't actually have to buy this pack. So a lot of the people in this video commenting are actually just flat out delusional. Like, they don't understand how the game works. That's what I think. Now, I wrote some things here, just so I wouldn't forget. You already get 500 learning points when buying premium the first time. So that is a massive bonus when it comes to gathering. If you just buy premium, and if you're gathering without premium, that's, you know, probably a little silly. You know, this 500 learning points already, you know, unless you're gathering like hardcore gathering as a brand new account with 0 learning points, it doesn't really matter, even for gathering. They also added learning point tomes rewards in the journal. Admittedly, it's not much, but again, you can get learning points there. Nobody serious takes gathering seriously or as a competition. Real money is. Did I write gathering? It's oops. General econ. I meant to type crafting. I'm pretty sure. Clearly, this package is good if you're interested in gathering, but not going to be used by any serious crafter. Why would you invest this in real life money per character? Technically, you can, but again, who would? And these are probably the most common takes I saw. Either people calling it bad without explaining why. The average commenter is just saying, "Oh, there's a lot of learning points," or "This game will be pay to win," or "This is a slippery slope towards a pay to win game." Listen, guys, I love shitting on SBI. I call them out numerous times. You guys have seen me make videos, or when I was streaming and talking shit about SBI for adding certain things. I was the first one to call them out. But for this one, you know, a rare moment where SBI is actually in the right. You guys don't realize, but learning points are essentially just the means. Learning points is like essentially just fame, right? Like, do I have something here where I don't think I have anything where I can just throw in learning points, because I think a long time ago I just used learning points on everything just to reach the next level, because I was like, why not? Anyway, the point is, guys, when it comes to learning points is just fame. You exchange learning points for fame. That's all it is. And the fame can already be purchased on the market. You can swipe gold and buy tomes. And if it's crafting or refining, it's not tomes, obviously. It's you just buy materials or you buy gear and study it. I don't know the most efficient way to do it. I don't really care, but you can do it. So listen, guys, you guys are overreacting. Awfully stupid takes in the comments from players who probably never left the yellow zone, or they only do mists every day. So I know, guys, I'm happy to be convinced like I'm wrong, but I've thought about this a while, and I don't know why people are upset. I think the slippery slope argument is not even valid because this is not a new thing. Like, sure, you could not purchase learning points directly before, right? You couldn't do that directly, but learning points, what are learning points? What do they do? What purpose do they serve? Just think about it. You could already buy fame before. You could already do that. This is a pack if you wanna support the devs. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by SBI to make this video. I was just amazed at the reaction from the community, and so I thought I would make a video. This is just me ranting essentially, just so I get it off my chest because it's fun, right? That's all it is. Like I'm not expecting to change anyone's mind or opinion, but I would suspect the average viewer of my videos is slightly smarter than the average Albion player who's never left the yellow zone, right? Yeah. Anyway, there was one more thing I wanted to mention, and that was actually my criticism about the Warden pack, because it's not all positives, obviously. So the only thing that I think is bad with the pack, essentially, is the fact that if you want the skin, they are locked behind the packs. So if you want to buy the skin only, that is not possible. But let's be honest, when the skin comes out, you can also buy it because it will be tradable. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much the skin will cost. Obviously, it's hard to tell the price of that when it will be released. But like that's, in my opinion, that's the only valid counter argument. Is like if you want to buy the skin only, you can't really do that. But even that counter argument is easily negated by the fact that you can just buy it once it's tradable in game. Now, keep in mind, this pack is not available on the EU server. Personally, I think that we are late enough in the game's lifespan, server's lifespan, excuse me, that I think we are late enough into the server's lifespan, essentially, where I don't think it matters that much if they released it. I understand why they don't want to do it. I understand their hesitation to do it, definitely. And so, probably, yeah, seems like a decent move not to do it. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm smoking. Maybe this is actually pay to win, but I really don't think so. Like, and my biggest counter argument is that this already exists in the game. If like it's not more pay to win than it was before. Like I guess let me put it like that. Now you guys might disagree what you think counts as pay to win in this game, because I know I'm gonna get comments with people with extremely big brains who have very high IQ who's gonna say, but Quazars, if two players of equal skill play the game and one of them swipes and the other doesn't, then the one who swipes is going to have an advantage. Yes. But what kind of advantage are we talking about? Because this game is not just a strict one-to-one comparison of your fame with another player. You know, I could make a new alt account, and again, I know you guys, yeah, but this is biased because you're a veteran player. Like, what about us casuals? Listen, money cannot buy you skill or numbers. In this game, you know, you who might not be swiping can play with 5 of your friends and gank the swiper. Because of the nature of this game, pay to win is really, really hard to actually pull off. You know, there's heavy diminishing returns on how much you're investing, like let's say into an 8-4 attuned set. Like if someone wants to buy an 8-4 excellent set with like a 7-4 attuned weapon, right? Sure, if you're a missed player, but the thing is, if you're a missed player, like you probably have like a mental illness. And okay, no, I'm just kidding. I mean, let's be honest, anyone who plays Albion has a mental illness, but that's another topic for another video. Like, this is just my bias. I want to see people running around in 8-4. like doing PvP because it's free money. Now you might think, yeah, but I'm a casual, it's not free money for me. The thing is, if you are a casual player, quite frankly, it doesn't matter because the good players will farm you anyway. That's the truth. You're not being hindered by spec, you're not being hindered by IP. It's a skill issue. You're being outplayed by better players, by better might come off as wrong. You're being outplayed by people who have played this game for like 5 years longer than you probably, and that's, you know, and that's how it is. So saying that this game is pay to win is just silly. Like, there's a point in every player's career where you reach that point and you are essentially, you're not really gonna benefit more and more, right? You reach like 100 spec or 105 spec in your weapon, you reach like 80 plus in all the other subtrees, and the OC, and you pretty much are on par with everyone else. Now sure, maybe that guy in 8.4, he has like 100 spec in everything. Like, for example, you guys know how much money and time it took me to get this 120 in all plate and all where is hammers? There, in all hammers, right? Yeah, it took me a while to get that. But I did it because, you know, I'm playing the game because I enjoy the grind, I guess. I did it with the time rather than swiping. And if someone would do this and swipe, this does not necessarily diminish my journey getting here. Personally, for me, I don't know. And I know people will have different opinions on this specifically, but if, like, even here, as I'm showing you this, I realize that who the fuck cares? Quasars, listen, we don't care about your hammers being 120. Literally, who asked? Yeah, fair enough. And that's the exact same way I think about other players buying this pack. Anyway, this video is oh fuck, it's like almost half an hour long. Listen, obviously don't buy it if you don't want to buy it. I think people are very, very stupid and over exaggerating the problems with this. I really don't see it as a big deal at all. And if you do, I think you're probably a casual player who doesn't understand how the game works. If you disagree and you have an actual argument, like, sure, leave a comment. I'm very interested in hearing like why people struggle to understand this, or if I'm actually the one struggling to understand what the actual issue is with these packs. Anyway, yeah, long rant video. I will end it really quickly for anyone who still somehow is listening to me you know, rant about this. Is we do have a 4v4 tournament that is 27th of October, so 10 days from this video being released. Join the community Discord to participate. You can win a vanity bundle, skin bundle of choice. You can pick which one you want. If you win. I think probably except this one, but like any of the 30 or lower dollar ones. If you are on the winning team, every player on the winning team gets to pick one. Also over 100 million silver in the prize pool. Should be good stuff. Should be good content. If you're interested, again, community Discord link in the description below. We need more teams. But yeah. Anyway, gonna call it there. Long rant video. Yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have a good one, guys.